Okay, so pretty much, I just wanted to hop on here to say, free yourself from the chains of your own routine. I know that sounds kind of stupid because we all have routines. We wake up, we go to work, we make our food, we hang out with our friends, everything, but it's very easy to fall into a mundane routine that can leave you feeling extremely unfulfilled and like you want more out of your life. And the only person who could do that is yourself. No one is going to knock on your door and change it up for you. No one's going to knock on your door and force you to go to the gym. Even if you have friends that go to the gym and frequent the gym, they have their own routines, they have their own life, they have their own schedules. You have to be the one to get up and not wait for it. And that doesn't mean just the gym, that's anything in life. Anything that I feel like you would wait for or be a little too shy to do on your own, or even just things you want to try that you've never gone out and tried before. Today, there's this neighborhood that I really truly enjoy jogging through. It's a really beautiful neighborhood and it's a little far from me, but when it's nice out, I like to go jog over there because it's a totally different vibe, and you feel the wrinkles in your brain growing when you push yourself and you go out into the world and explore it in a totally different way. Of course, I could have gone and jogged in my development. I do that every day. You have to change it up so you don't go insane. That's truly hello. So there's so many different things. And I think, right now I'm going through probably the worst breakup I've ever gone through in my life. It sucks. I've been trying so hard to fill my time with other things that I want to do, things that we didn't align on, and things to enjoy and explore. And I know that he's doing the same thing, as one does. I think when you go through a breakup, it forces yourself to look in the mirror and think, okay, what can I change? Not that anything is wrong with you, like you have to change, but it's a way of filling your time. You're with someone for so long, they take up so much of your time, and you do fall into a bit of a routine when you're with someone, and you get very comfortable and complacent. And part of your routine could be take a different road to work, different scenery, try it. I just ordered cups off of Amazon to start making iced coffee at home because save money, it's expensive. Iced coffee's not expensive, we're all getting underpaid, but I kind of just wanted to shake it up a little bit because these cups are cute, my friends have them, and I don't know, it's like it brings me joy. You have to shake up your routine to things that make you happy, that make you feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? I've been doing a lot more editing, a lot more music production, and doing it at times where I feel like you almost have to push yourself a little harder just to do it. I sat down last night and I went to go watch Euphoria, and I said, oh, I didn't go to the gym today. Yes, it's okay to understand where you're at and not you could sit on the couch and watch TV if you want, but I also just felt like right now is the perfect time to shake this up. You know what I mean? I need to get up and go do this right now. So I went and I did it, and I watched Euphoria when I got home, and it felt so good. It has nothing to do about, all this that I'm saying has nothing to do with working out. That's just something that I'm trying to do in my time to shake up my routine a little bit, is work out in new places, try new things. But even yesterday, I brought a book it was on gay astrology to the beach, and me and my friend were just reading it. We were reading our friends' signs, and it's the compatibility of I'm an Aquarius, and she's a Leo, and we're reading our compatibility and reading all these different things. And I just feel I don't know, I would have probably just gone and hung out and been on my phone, and we would have ate, and then that's it. But I don't know, I felt let me bring this book. I feel like this will be funny to read, or fun to read. And we both were really gagged at what we were reading and how accurate it was. And it was just fun. And I remember feeling in the moment why don't I always have something whimsical in my bag? You know what I mean? Let me shake up my routine and always have something with me. I don't know. But it made me really happy, and it's these simple little things. Your routine is you wake up, you get ready for work or you get ready for school, and you go. And then you eat your food and this and that, and you come home, and whatever you do after, your the tasks you have no choice in, I mean, we all have a choice. You don't have to go to school, you don't have to go to work, but also life is life, point blank period. Sometimes you have to do something. You know what I mean? But once you get home, like, it's very easy to fall into the trap of just TV, snacking, scrolling, crying, like, you know what I mean? And it's little things you have to implement throughout the day. You have to sprinkle it in so you don't go insane. Even if it's your lunch break, whether it's school or at work, bring a different food, go to a different restaurant, cook something the day before. I just meal prepped my week, and I was kind of nervous about it, because like, when I meal prep, yo, I will eat the whole thing. I'll eat the whole thing in one sitting, like, I swear to God. But I meal prepped, and I meal prepped it really well, to where I knew it would get me through the day, and it was just a different thing to make and to have. And I was like, oh my God, why haven't I been trying this? Like, why haven't I been doing this? You know, I'm wasting so much money. So like, something like that, like, try, you don't, and I'm not saying you have to meal prep, like, you could like order food from like a restaurant that's nearby, something, you know, a place that's like, that you haven't tried, or a place you know you like, you just like don't always go get it. Like, shake it up. Let's say it's the Cheesecake Factory, and you want Cheesecake Factory today on your lunch break, and you're normally like, oh, I normally bring in my lunches. Now, you're allowed to treat yourself and shake up your routine. Just be responsible with your money. You know what I mean? You don't, and I'm not saying get Cheesecake Factory every single day, but like, when you feel it, it's intuitive. You have to know yourself, and you have to know the timing of yourself. Is this the right thing to do right now? Is this the wrong thing to do right now? And we all learn sometimes. Listen, I've gotten Cheesecake Factory 2 days in a row, and then I've regretted it financially and physically. And like, physically, I mean, because it tore my stomach up. But in the moment, it felt like the right thing to do. You just have to live and you learn, type of thing. But you know, you just really do have to show up for yourself when it comes to what you're currently up to in life. No one, I repeat, no one is going to kick down your door and change anything for you. I started taking these classes. One of these classes I took was on Scandinavian film. I love film and television. That's the field I've always wanted to work in. That and music production. But the Scandinavian film, I don't know what I'm doing with that. But I think it's so interesting, and I really am enjoying that class. You know what I mean? So what's stopping you from trying something like that? Even if it's not an official class, just watch YouTube videos on it. You know what I mean? And really be like, I want to learn about this thing. What's the alternative? Excuse me. You're going to be scrolling on your phone? You're scrolling on TikTok? It's something new to shake up your routine. It's something to add to your day, and it feels fulfilling. Don't you want to feel fulfilled? No one's going to tell you what to do. Your friends are not going to tell you what to do. Your family will try and tell you what to do, but you have to listen to yourself and trust yourself and know that, like, the things you want and the things you want to align yourself with, no one's going to align you with those things. It's only you. So what's the holdup? Hello? The hardest thing for me is I'm a very codependent person in my friendships, in my relationships, with my family. I grew up extremely fairy oriented. I grew up extremely family oriented. So I was always with my family. We were always doing things in big groups. It would always be like 20 of us, like and 20 cousins, aunts, uncles. Like, we were always doing things. And you know, as I got older and, you know, relationships start to change and everybody, you know, goes in different directions, I really found myself extremely lonely and almost afraid to do things without my friends. Sometimes I wouldn't go get a coffee without someone. I wouldn't go grocery shopping without someone. And that's something that I've had to work on. But at the same time, it is shaking up my routine of waiting for someone to show up for me. No one is going to show up for you. So your friends will hit you up and the timing may align. And if they do, then perfect. Obviously, you also have to maintain your friendships and relationships. I'm not saying not to, but like, for myself, I had to find that balance of alone time and showing up for myself, and also showing up for my friends and wanting to do things with them. Of course, you could still go grocery shopping with your friends, but if no one can go with you, you have to go alone. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me to shake up my routine, I just had to get very comfortable doing things alone. Especially like I was very used to jogging this town with my ex-boyfriend. We would drive to this very beautiful town and we would jog together. And I had gone alone a couple times, but it's very, everybody who has that kind of anxiety knows that pit in your stomach and you just can't wait to get out of there. I got so used to going with my ex-boyfriend and jogging around this town, and it's such a beautiful town. And today I woke up and I was like, my routine is I'm gonna jog my development where I live, and then I'm gonna make my eggs. I was like, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel fulfilling. I love my development where I live, but I just felt like, that's not gonna fulfill me today. What's gonna fulfill me? And I made the plan last night. I said, tomorrow I can't do the same thing that I've been doing. I'm gonna go drive to this town and I'm gonna jog it for as long as I want to. And so that's exactly what I did. And I can't tell you how good that little decision made me feel. Nothing crazy happened. I wanted to go to this town. I wanted to jog. And it's little things like that that make up your peace of mind, that make up your happiness, that make up who you are. It's, I don't know. And you also don't know the people you can meet. You don't know, you just have to go for it. And it's when people say shoot for the stars and chase your dreams and this and that, we're all thinking about the end goal. We're thinking about the finish line. No one thinks about the stepping stones to get to where you want to be in life, whether that's mentally, physically, career-wise. Everybody only sees the finish line. And while it's incredibly important to know where the finish line is, or to see the finish line, or to have an understanding of where that finish line is and what you have to do, we all neglect the little changes we have to make to get there. And it starts with routine. I recently had picked up a totally different area of my work, and it's been forcing me to get up at 6 a.m. every day. Not everyone's a morning person. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm a morning person, but I had fallen into a very, very awful routine of sleeping till 11:30, which is very unlike me. But since the breakup, I had fallen very depressed and lost sight of so many of my good habits that I had. And normally I wake up around 8 o'clock, but this new thing I had to do for work, I was waking up at 6 a.m. every single day. Since even after this whole thing had ended, I am continuing to wake up super early. And that doesn't have to be 6 a.m. for you. That could be 8 a.m. for you, 9 a.m. I mean, it depends on your schedule. You have to reflect your own life. It's very easy to listen to people on the internet and instantly get turned off or what's the word? Not turned off, there's another word, it starts with a D, but I can't think about it. But it's very easy to be no, I can't do that. He said 6 a.m. No, not me, not for me. Oh, so it's not for you. Just because someone else is doing something that works for them and it may not work for you doesn't mean you can implement some sort of change in your own life. And I'm not saying uproot yourself and change your whole life right now. Just tweak little things for your sanity. Literally just for your sanity. You want to try a new coffee creamer? Try a new coffee creamer. Get a different flavor. You don't like it? All right, now you know for next time. You know what I mean? You have to try. No one is going to force you to try. It's just extremely important to show up for yourselves in these way. It's very important to show up for yourself in this way. I'm also not editing this. I'm uploading it raw because I think this is just a very raw human thing and it's so simple, but we don't consider it. Reach out to friends that you don't normally talk to. I just hit up my cousin from my cousin. I just hit up my cousin who I haven't spoken to in maybe 3 years, but I miss him so much. And I don't know, I probably wouldn't have, if I wasn't in this mindset right now of just kind of shaking it up and pushing myself a little further and pushing myself harder, I probably wouldn't have hit him up. You know what I mean? And that's something that I just feel like is important. That's someone I love. It's family, and I haven't talked to him in a very long time. I want to hit him up. This is all natural stuff that happens after a breakup, by the way. However, even if you're with someone in a relationship, you can't force them to change up their routine in the same way. You can only, sometimes it's just as simple as you live and let learn. You know what I mean? Let other people see you thrive, but it's also could be a team effort. It could be you're lifting each other up and there's a healthy balance there. But even if you're in a relationship, you could still shake things up. And with even with this person, you know, even when I was in my relationship, like, we would go try new places. We drove an hour, I think it was like an hour and a half, to this bagel place once because we heard they had really good bagels and we just wanted a change of scenery and a totally different area that we haven't been to before. And we had so much fun. Wrinkle in the brain, wrinkle in the brain, wrinkle in the brain. That's what it does. You have to shake it up. You just have to. And I really, you know, I really hope anybody who does hear this understands what I'm talking about, because it's so simple. So simple. Put a new, like, show on at night. Try something new. Maybe, like, try a different style. Explore new clothes. Get yourself different sneakers. You know, maybe do something to your hair. Get a car wash. The other day I was sitting in my car and I was like, I need to get a car wash so bad. And that sounds so simple, but we all have choices. I could have just been like, ugh, not now, whatever, and left, or got the car wash. I got the car wash. Instantly I was like, oh my God. And I went to a new car wash somewhere I didn't go before. Shake up the routine. It's extremely important to show up for yourself in these ways. So many things I think we owe ourselves that no one else is going to give us. No one else owes us. No one is going to save us. No one is going to show up for us the same way we show up for ourselves. It is the hardest thing to accept, but you must accept it if you want to truly be happy. As harsh as it is, as hard as it sounds, just know you are not alone. Everyone is feeling this. Every single person, even the best person in the world who has shaken up their routine, they still have to shake it up. It is so normal, it is so natural, and it is so human. And I really want you to know that you are not alone. I am always here for you. Even if you just comment on this video or you need something and maybe I can respond to the comment, anything at all. Even amongst yourselves, just truly know there is so much light in this world, and you can either walk into a room and join the misery, or you can be the light that radiates around. And as stupid as that sounds, it's so true. Even that is shaking up your routine. So just think about it. Just think about it. I'm always here. If anybody wants me to make another video about something maybe they're struggling with or something that's like this, please let me know. Please comment, because I feel very lonely right now. I feel extremely lonely. And it's very hard to go through this. And I know I've always turned to my favorite creators on this app and on social media because they made me feel less lonely, because I saw myself in them, in their loneliness, in their efforts to try harder, in everything, you know. That I feel like that's why you fall in love with these creators. And I just want to, if you're watching this, I just want to say that, like, I'm there. I know that feeling. I know that feeling of turning on a YouTube video and almost searching for the answer. I may not have all the answers, but you are in the right place, because I will always support you. Whatever you comment down below, whatever support you need help in or anything like that, trust me, we are all human. We are all going through this together. And I really do hope you take something from this video. Okay, I'm done talking. Bye.